welcome to the Buttery podcast. The intros are just going to get closer and closer to the beginning the more guests we have. My name's my name's Rob Morrissey. As always, joined with me some of my very good friends seated on my lap. Jacob Boyer. Jacob, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, Rob. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
And seated on my lap, as always, is my good buddy Jake Demansky. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. And I appreciate you asking me how I'm doing. It makes me feel oh so good. Seated on my lap.
Well, I know not a lot of people ask you, so I just want to.
No one asks me.
On you.
Not a single person has asked me in my career of 27 years of being alive. Seated on my lap is Zach Mortar. Hey, Zach, how you doing?
Doing good.
This is good.
This is great. We're chilling. And joined with us tonight, a very, very special guest on the tippy top of the totem pole. Hilarious Philly comic, Jesse Draham. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm doing good. Be sure to check out Kill Your Gods podcast, where we talk about books. I just released an episode on pop punk where we just shit on it, and it's a good time. Follow me at Jesse Draham on all the things. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then he just leaves.
Yes.
Drops the plug and gone.
Oh, it's on my lap. No, it's on my lap. D's nuts.
Absolutely.
Is that true?
And
That is honestly like the biggest power play, just to be like,
Just
we have a special
immediately.
guest, and then he just immediately does his plugs and leaves.
it's like the American Psycho business card scene. Just
Right.
And we don't realize that we could just edit that out. Be like, oh.
Yeah,
We're
you know we
forced to
don't.
just leave his plugs
We don't
in.
do editing here. That's not a thing that happens on this podcast.
Well, no, the edits are so clean and seamless. It just seems like you're not editing. You're that
Can't
good.
tell.
Yeah.
So,
Rob, you
I
should
just-
do a hard cut right in the middle of one of Zach's words in the
Yeah.
episode together. Just a really meta joke.
I realized because I listened to I think I listened to the end of Matt Selmer's episode today, and I completely forgot to just cut the last 13 seconds off the record. I got so lazy with it that week that I just left like the last 13 seconds of scraggly noises.
I did notice that. Yeah, and it's like us being like, did Matt just leave?
Oh, no.
I didn't even get that far.
Yeah, it's
That's amazing.
yeah. So there's some gold in these hills, I'll tell you, if you dig deep enough. But yeah.
I love talking about our old episodes. Rob, what are we talking about tonight, though? Maybe that's a good place to start.
First off, I
want to talk about the fact that not only does Zach sound like he's in a wind tunnel, but earlier it sounded like he was fighting some sort of robot, because I heard a lot of the fists hitting metal from the sound of it. So
you're getting attacked by,
what's
like, a
going
robot?
on?
I have a fan on in my room because it's hot as balls.
That's your
okay.
fan, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I have a fan blowing right on me. I will lower it from my mic.
Okay. Well, no, it's cool because it's like the listener has a fan going in the background.
Yeah.
Whatever you
I'll
say.
move it closer. Is this better?
So, yeah, I just want to get right out in front of it. I called it a few weeks ago on the podcast. Kevin Spacey is going to be in a new movie. We don't need to talk about it anymore, but I called that shit so fucking hard. Blind
What a
call.
weird brag, Rob.
It paid out.
What a weird brag to come
He
in
had to
with.
go to Italy. Like, he had to do the Roman Polanski thing and literally leave America to get back into the film circuit. It's so
Is the
funny.
film being directed by Roman Polanski?
Oh my god,
Because that would explain a lot.
that would be glorified.
Dude, fucking sex offender supergroup movie? Yes.
Yeah.
It's the Jeffrey Epstein biopic starring Kevin
Oh my
Spacey,
God.
directed by Roman Polanski, produced by Woody Allen.
Narrated by Cosby.
Oh my
Cosby's
god.
gonna call in.
All of Hollywood just has an aneurysm.
Oh my
Plot resurrecting Michael Jackson.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would sell like fucking hotcakes.
Oh yeah. You know what it is? Michael Jackson's soul cannot rest because he left several children unmolested, and he needs to come back.
Oh my god. He sends Chris D'Elia out like a ghost rider to collect the souls of those children.
That would sell out in every theater across.
You would have to make that movie in secret. You would get killed before you even
This
finished
is the spin-off of this is not the spin-off, but this is what we follow up the hugely successful Vampire Casino film series with.
Yes.
Why? Oh, and actually, Jesse, I'm sorry. We've got some really deep, stupid lore that. So if you hear something
lore.
like Vampire Casino, which is honestly in and of itself pretty self-explanatory, but
We have a whole episode about it.
you will hear some deep cut stuff that may not fully make sense.
Okay, I will do my best to keep up.
Yeah, to the listeners that listen, it still probably doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I hope it
Yeah,
does.
people could have listened to that whole episode and they're like, "What is a vampire casino?"
Yeah,
I mean,
probably still don't
All right,
get
well,
it.
this is the Vampire Casino episode again. I guess we'll
No.
read it.
Figure out the detail.
no.
This is
Yes.
where Rob tells us that he actually secured Kevin Spacey for Vampire Casino.
my
So
God.
guys,
Hmm.
I actually just moved to Italy. we're out here shooting. Yeah, so that's just all the business I had to get out of the way right off the bat. Any other pressing matters before we move into some goody old topics?
I was just gonna say maybe we start the episode.
All right, let's start it here then. So we have an interesting duality of topics tonight, I think, and I think we're just gonna kind of let it blend in however we want it to. But tonight we're gonna be talking about our favorite internet rabbit holes, and then in just a full-on we are destined to just be a Family Guy podcast, basically. We're doing a what grinds my gears segment.
Oh,
along
I
with
thought
it.
that was just like a. Okay.
A
well,
joke.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I looked at that in passing and didn't.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I was just thinking.
Hey, we're here.
I actually, I did a little bit of a spoiler, but I would like to go last for the YouTube rabbit holes because mine actually segues into what grinds my gears.
Okay.
So you
We're
guys
not gonna
Interesting.
let that happen.
Okay.
Now. It's not happening now.
Yeah, I'll beat you with that segue in. Shot
Yeah.
down.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Who are you to tell us your plans? I've fallen into a pretty interesting rabbit hole recently, which is it's reload porn. Do you
Oh, with
decipher that?
papers?
What do you think
What?
reload porn
Is
is?
it toilet paper?
No, wait,
Alright,
no.
Is it just
What-
like things that are empty being restocked?
Not. I mean, kind of.
I've seen people like take the toilet paper rolls and like take an empty one and reload a fresh one on real
okay,
fast.
no, it's not
Like
that.
tons and tons of clips of that. I thought maybe that's what you're talking about. No.
No.
Okay.
Is this something you can watch on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay,
So it's
so
not
yeah,
actually
that kind of
porn,
takes
It's
yeah.
not porn.
So is
it's
it
not.
people? So it's guys like emptying a clip at the range and then
Yep,
reloading
yep,
very fast.
exactly.
Okay. Yep. Cool.
It's the rabbit hole, and also just right off the bat, it's not even always people emptying their like mag dumping. Sometimes it's just a dude in an office chair doing cool reloads on camera. It's a pretty deep rabbit hole, and also I've been
Wow.
I've been getting into it through the like YouTube Shorts, which is like YouTube's new 1-minute clips thing, and it just came up with my algorithm. They're trying to radicalize me, they're trying to get me to storm the Capitol.
I think it's
And
worked.
well, so there's a lot of dudes who are like airsoft guys who have the fully like anatomical like AR-15. It's just an airsoft gun, but it still has a clip, so they still do the cool reloads.
You got to watch out for those guys more than the dudes with the real ones. I think.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because they're unhinged.
Yeah.
The
was crazy.
it's
Watch out.
those guys because they will they'll come at you, full auto out on the field, and it's only supposed to be semi-auto. It's
Full auto in buildings.
yeah. But okay, so it's those guys. I'm sorry, my brain is literally running on empty. So it's those guys at the bottom or at the like top of the rabbit hole, I guess, right? Because it goes down. And
Right.
then the next level are these like pro gamer Call of Duty guys ranging from like 22 to like 38 years old who they have learned specific reloads from specific guns from specific video games, right? So they'll be like, here's like the Scar H reload from MW2, and they'll do it like out of pocket. It's pretty wild.
Turbo version.
There's a channel out there who they only have like 5 or 6 videos on them, but their entire channel is dedicated to documenting the different sounds of an M1 Garand, like a clip being ejected, like that Call of Duty gun.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes out, it like. So like one video is like, here's what a modern one sounds like. Here's what one from the World War II sounds like. There's one where it's like, here's a compilation of all of the Call of Duty pings at once. Like,
yeah, there's and I'm glad you mentioned them because they're actually next, on the next level of the rabbit hole as we go down. The Garand specific crowd that are just horny for M1 Garands. I watched
it makes a really satisfying sound. I'm not
It's
gonna lie.
super iconic, yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah.
super distinct, and yeah.
It's straight up like storming the beaches of Normandy vibes, and that's what these guys want. They want to be on that beach. They want to be in the water with Tom Cruise. Like or Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
That's
And,
maybe-
but they want to be there.
Tom Cruise could have been there too.
Saving Private Ryan.
Tom Cruise was for sure
They're
in
like-
that scene.
They're like,
Tom Cruise
replace
Tom Cruise is a
Hanks.
short man. He just wasn't in frame.
Right, yeah. Right,
All
that's
the
just the
bullets
top
went
of a
over
helmet.
him. That's why he survived.
The end of the
Top
movie
of a
comes
helmet
around,
next to everyone.
and he's like, Ryan, you gotta earn this, man. You gotta.
Oh my god.
And it's Tom Cruise, like, because he does all of his own stunts, he's like, yeah, just shoot me. I'll die.
Yeah.
It'll be so realistic when I die on camera.
There is a cut scene in that movie where he's out of bullets, so he throws his gun at the ground, and he looks at Tom Hanks, and there's a guy running right towards Tom Hanks to kill him, and he goes, "Tom, you're in love, right?" He's like, "Yeah." Look at him as if he's a couch. Go. And he just starts jumping up and down on the guy, killing him.
So I just find it funny. They dedicate so much time to like, oh, we need to make this as real. Like, yeah, I want this to be as much like Normandy as possible, as opposed to like, if somebody had actually been at Normandy, that's the last fucking sound they ever want to hear.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I made a joke similar to that in an early episode where it's like Spielberg being like, "Oh, we wanted to make this as realistic for people who actually were there to like relive the experience," but like those people probably have crippling PTSD.
The last well,
Oh yeah.
thank you for crediting me, Jacob. I was gonna say Steven Spielberg, as a testament to his own film, has said in interviews like, when we got test audiences together, we showed it to a couple screenings of World War II veterans who were there on the beaches that day, and they all came out of that movie sobbing like babies. And it's like, yeah, because they're reliving the
They had
worst
nightmares.
years of their life.
But by the way, that's what Steven Spielberg is doing to promote his movie. Like, you know how good this movie is? I traumatized a bunch
I
of
made veterans cry.
I'm torturing veterans with this movie. That's how good my fucking
I took a pay cut just to make some pop-ops weep.
Like those like horror movies always advertise, like people ran screaming out of the theaters. Like it's just that, but with Saving Private Ryan.
Veteran.
A lot of wives got slapped after that screening.
Jesus. Yeah. So that's the M1 Garand boys in a nutshell. The big thing is like the biggest meme with the Grand boys is the Grand finger, and it's when an amateur tries to reload that clip into an M1 Garand, and it's a Garand thumb. That's what it is. It's like when you get your thumb caught in when you're pulling it out, and the action. It's like literally the clip goes down, your thumb is pressing it down, and the second you pull your thumb up, that clip or the action slides into place and locks a bullet. And so yeah, if you don't know how to load it correctly, you'll snap your finger on that. And so that's one of the big memes with those boys. And yeah, and then just lastly, like underneath them are like the John Wicks. They're the guys who are like out on the range. They have like 8 guns strapped to their body, and they like fire 2 bullets from each, reload. You know, they're doing like everything. They're like literally doing everything they can. And that is some quality content. There is this man on there who looks like fat Elon Musk. And all of his recent videos are during COVID. Like all the ones I've seen are during COVID. So he always has a mask on. One of the videos, I'll post a screenshot if I can find it. One of the videos, he looks like Elon Musk is pretending to be Kim Jong-un. He's like wearing that weird brown, like light brown coat that Kim Jong-un wears all the way up to his neck. You know, but he's simultaneously Elon Musk, and he to take it further, the video that he looks like that in, he's doing the Sicario 2 thing from the trailer where Benicio like shoots the pistol really fast with his one finger. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So that's the bottom. That's like the deepest I've gone in that.
That's where your hole? That's how deep your hole goes?
The John Wicks. Yeah, that's how deep it is.
I gotta say, I've been on the creepy side of YouTube. I've been looking up videos of apparent supernatural things caught on camera. And I can't tell. There's definitely somewhere I feel like people, you know, it's just objects in people's homes like moving so slightly on their like nanny cams or something. But I feel like, you know, majority of those I'm watching, I'm not convinced that it's paranormal activity. I think it's just, you know, they set up the camera and they got like fishing line moving some shit around just by the way it moves. There was one that like I was like, if they did set it up, I was pretty like impressed because it was like this fork moving on this counter like in front of this girl, and she was like getting scared like looking at it. It just moved ever so slightly, and then it just started spinning, and I'm like, okay, well that could still be, you know, like fishing line or magnets or something. And then it did just like it lift up and it like flew like in her direction, and I'm like, well that would have been harder, but I can't see outside of this camera. But anyway, because of it, I've been having dreams where there's like an object in my house doing something like this, but I'm not like scared. In my dream, I'm like, okay, well, like what do I do now?
Where's the fishing line?
Well, it's like it's me like very like just calmly trying to figure out like who I call to like if
go to
there's
the
like
library.
a guy who comes over to like fix this thing.
Well, you know who you call.
Yeah, who are you gonna call?
Who are you gonna call? You know that.
My lawyer. Yeah, because I'm trying to
About to sue my landlord.
Yeah, my landlord. But
Can you imagine like you like you like do like a maintenance request or whatever for your landlord to come and check it out, and he's like, okay, what's the problem? And you've just like Home Alone style rigged fishing wire everywhere just to make stuff fly around and be like, I want my security deposit back. This place is haunted. Meanwhile,
he doesn't do any research and is just like, oh my god, okay, yeah, I'm so sorry.
This happened to the last tenant. I should have warned you. I'm sorry.
But it's like a colored fishing wire, so he can very clearly see you like puppeteering everything.
It's yarn. It's like
he can like
yarn.
see your friend He can like see your friend pulling it from like behind like the door. You're like talking to him in
Yeah.
the doorway. Your friend is like right behind the door, breathing really heavy.
He's not convinced. We need to make this more convincing, and your friend just goes, "Ooh."
And I don't know how to edit, so he's like, "Are we done yet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be convincing." And that's all on camera. But those videos have led me down to like what do you call them? They're like, these are real scary stories told by the people that they happened to or whatever. And there's like just, oh man, it's like me explaining this right now. That's how they're setting up their stories. It's just
Yeah,
really
there's like
shitty.
there's
Just
a lot
really
of
bad.
creepy pastas that get turned into like YouTube kind of just read along stories.
Well, these are like, so it's like a girl sitting on a chair, like talking about what happened to her, and it's so the setup is so piss poor that they're just not scary at all. Because in the particular, this one I was watching was, yeah, and I was in my house and we were playing hide and go seek, and then I got caught on something, and it wasn't my brother. My brother said he wasn't in the room. It was and I just got
And then
caught
I
on
got
something.
stuck in the washing machine.
Like, well,
and my
were you
brother
caught on
assured
something?
me. My
Are
brother
you telling me a
promised
ghost did this,
he
or
wasn't
what?
in the
Like, or were
house.
you caught on, like, the wood on the floor, like catch your sock or
Dude,
something?
she
Like,
tells
what are
this
you
whole
saying?
20-minute story just to be like, and then I realized I was caught on a coat hanger. And
I
was hanging
realized
on
when
the
I
door.
hung up my coat, I hung up myself with it.
Oh my god.
It's like,
Thanks
all
for watching.
God damn
Smash
it.
that
This
like.
was a
subscribe.
40-minute long video.
That side of YouTube is cool. I think it's a little hit or miss because that's that.
Yeah.
It reaches into the chills side of the number
Yeah.
15 kind
Number
of stuff.
15.
Ugh,
Yeah.
fucking
The time
voiceover.
I used fishing line to trick my landlord into giving my security deposit back. I hung
You see
myself
the
by a coat
ghost?
hanger and realized I was still wearing my coat.
Is there an alien in the video?
I sat there for weeks waiting for my landlord to show up and rescue me.
Do you see my landlord in this video?
We're at episode now.
So yeah, that was
Bending
the
so many genres.
that was the end of my rabbit hole. The rabbit hole did actually lead me to like the last thing I think I watched before, like, this was last night before I just stopped, going down this shit. Was like, I didn't see that there was, I guess, people talking about a pyramid in the sky that like was recent or something at
yeah.
night.
It was in China, right?
Yeah, and I guess
the
like
cloud
multiple
thing?
people caught this on camera. It was like a big pyramid in the sky, and
Yeah,
it does look real, and it looks creepy. Like, it looks really freaky.
there is a scientific explanation for that, but I forget what it is. It's
Thank
like,
God, because I was like, that looks
something
like a UFO or some shit.
It was like something in the same vein as like I forget what it's called, but it's akin to a mirage.
Okay,
There people have
light or whatever.
People have claimed to see like cities in the clouds. I've heard that before. I'd never heard of a pyramid, but
I'll tell you straight up, I have totally seen all kinds of crazy shit in the clouds under the influence
China.
of Alex. No, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
Specifically,
that does make sense. Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god. It's just China's air quality is so bad, people are just hallucinating.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that far off. Smog's pretty rough there.
Oh, yeah, they panic when they see the sky. That's something that is preliminary for them.
This time, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's like a very like repentant shift in the culture of like, what did we do? What did we do to betray you?
There were bright lights coming from the sky. We've never seen sunlight shining through, and it's the coming sign of God.
We're joking about the smog. This isn't like racist.
Yeah, no, not
It's
at
a
all.
smoggy country.
Yeah, my friend was in China, I think back in like 2012, and he was telling me that in Shanghai, yeah, you can't like exactly see a building like 3 or 4 blocks down because of the smog. Like it's
That's
that bad.
the
I remember reading some
the
quote
face
where it's
mask
like,
stuff
yeah,
is like
10 without a mask there is like smoking a pack of cigarettes, like toll-wise on your body. It's like insanely fast how much it just accumulates.
yeah, that's that fucking straight up, manufacturer's economy, baby. That's how you make money. It's,
Mhm.
That's why they're so rich.
that's basically like how long you said it's 10 packs for how long?
It's 1 pack in 10 minutes or something. I could be grossly
Jesus.
misaccurate. I know it's
It-
insane.
Here's what I'm always curious with that is like, isn't like the average Chinese citizen like healthier and live longer than us? Like if they did not have smog, would they have straight up like superpowers?
Oh yeah, they
Probably,
would be
yeah.
like
Yeah.
gods living
I'm
among
gonna
us.
say, yeah.
Probably.
Well,
I wanna
the
look this up.
legitimate thing about like
Smoke more
the
cigarettes.
Asian countries, by and large, eat like it's two specific things. It's like fish, which like gives them like EPA, DHA, like omega, and then turmeric, very specifically, is a spice that is widely used across Asia. And turmeric is like another one of those kind of miracle things. And
I've never heard it pronounced like
I
that.
haven't either.
I
I do turmeric, turmeric.
Turmeric.
I know when I worked at GNC forever ago, this like dude came in who literally bought like he spent like $600 on stuff because his family lives in China and they can't get supplements there the way that we can in America. So there was a
Don't
very
I thought all our supplements came from China though.
Yeah,
it's-
that's probably true.
it's I've not fully understood it, and there was a very racist thing that was passed around GNC that is when a Asian customer comes in and spends over $500 to ship stuff home to their family, they are some people would call them Godzillas. I
Jesus Christ.
never partook, but
It's just inaccurate. Godzilla's Japanese.
I know, right? It's
What's the connection there?
so
we got another of the
just stupid-
samurai sushis in here.
Yeah, well,
that's
it's dumb, like it's really dumb musclehead GNC bro, like vibes for sure. I was one of those fat GNC guys. I was humble, people like
I always have respect. I have respect for the fat GNC guy, the fat guy who works at the gym.
it's a hard knock life. It really is. But so yeah, just that to my knowledge, you are correct. They are like far healthier. And it is like it's a diet thing. But oh my god, right. What I was gonna say
The other
what I
one,
was
right.
gonna say before I talked about GNC's racism, this dude came in and he was talking to me about turmeric, and he was like, it's like turmeric and hyaluronic acid are like two things Americans don't get in their diet. And he was saying to me like, yeah, in China, you know how they have those guys like on bikes, he knew what they were called, but it's like a guy on the bike with the cart behind you, or even just those guys who like have a cart that they run, right? Like they like are pulling a cart behind them as they
Isn't it
run.
a petty cycle?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he was telling me that you'll see these guys like kind of grouped up with their carts like on a break, on like a block somewhere. And these like 75-year-old dudes will be doing push-ups and pull-ups and fucking like waiting for a fare. And then someone will come in and get in their cart, and all of a sudden they're like dashing off like Usain Bolt like down the street. Like
75 years old.
75-year-old men. Like
And
Where do you think Usain Bolt learned that, by the way? Sorry.
Usain Bolt spent a lot of time in China with those guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Training really hard.
He's
and again,
railing turmeric.
that is an
America.
anecdote, but
Turmeric.
So yeah, I actually looked it up. It seems like mainland China, the life expectancy is actually a little bit less than us, but all like the coastal cities is way bigger. Like they're up to like 83.
It's
Yeah,
the
all the fresh
seafood.
fish.
Wow.
Yeah, fresh fish. Yep, for sure.
Omega 9s
And
are super
rice.
important. Welcome to the nutrition education podcast.
Rice is such a massive part of the Asian diet, and like it is insanely like neutral to eat compared to
rest.
It's like the
Ice,
perfect
trust and
base for
elevate.
like you
Right.
can literally pair it with anything. It's like the perfect base for
Yeah.
99% of all food.
And I mean, their body shape speaks for itself. Like, compare the average, Asian person to an average American. It's like, oh yeah, they look different. We're fatter, sure.
I don't know.
I was gonna say, it sounds like we're inching towards something there.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
like say that.
let us
go
compare
back
them
to
to
what
us.
is
Compare
But wait,
Number
hold
one-
on.
I think we should start off in the body and then move there to culture. No,
I was gonna say, well, do you guys on a positive note? Some of those Chinese Olympic weightlifters are alpha Chad as fuck. There are some like 6'7", like 240 pounds of muscle guys on their the Chinese Olympics team, and it's like, damn.
So yeah, all that is to say, Jake was obsessed with ghost videos. For
Yeah,
a while
ghost
on-
videos,
That's what
on
you're talking
YouTube.
about.
Yeah.
Jacob, what have you? What? Oh, wait, no. We gotta save you for last, buddy. Okay. Hey, Jesse, you've been going down any rabbit holes? You've been digging, or
Yeah, I've had I have literal pet rabbits, so I actually do watch a lot of rabbit videos. But
oh my god,
Okay.
But
that's
actually, no,
awesome.
the main thing I've been watching lately, are you guys aware of the television show Penn and Teller Fool Us?
Yes,
Yeah.
the magician.
They try and trick those bastards.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, magicians come on and they try to fool Penn and Teller how they did it. I could watch this over and over and over again. I have lost hours of my life, and then I'll even go back and rewind and be like, he stuck it up his fucking nose there. I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are like
There's-
slowly becoming like Penn and Teller, like left brain and right brain. You're like, I can see your tricks, old man.
Every bad comedy set I have, I immediately think like, I'm pretty good at sleight of hand. Maybe it's time for a change.
I know the show, maybe a few episodes. I haven't watched enough of it. How often do they actually like admit defeat on a trick?
I would
Here-
say probably like 75-25 split. Like they figure it out most of the time, but there's a couple odd people who
Yeah, it's hard for me to really pick it out because I don't think I've ever watched an entire show. Like the
Yeah, I
clips
don't
that come
think
up are just magician by magician.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Clips.
Okay.
There have been a couple people where they like, because I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of the prizes is like you get a trophy and you get a cash prize, but then you also, I think, get to open for them at one of their shows is like one of the
That's
prizes.
cool.
Both of their
So
wives.
so a bunch of the people who like do successfully fool them like do go on to have like some sort of like career in magic after their success.
Interesting.
The other fun little detail is if they know how you did it, they won't straight up say, I know how you did it. They'll speak in fucking carnival code, which is so nerdy, but I love it. Like, I see. You took it off a walk off the pier, and then you grabbed your aunt's hiney, and that's what we got there. And they're just like, I've seen a compare the Chinaman back in my day. Good job.
They just get more and more offensive the more they use the lingo. It's like, please, can we cut this? Because you guys are in trouble, basically, if we release this episode.
This is gonna be
Yo.
canceled.
There's a fun question right there, because as you know, Teller doesn't talk. If Penn says something cancelable, does Teller get canceled by default for being associated? He can't say anything.
What if he just starts to talk then? What if that's what starts him gets him started?
Yeah, that's
They swap. Like Penn becomes the one
first-
who has to be quiet, and Teller gets to.
The first time he's spoken publicly in
Yep.
forever is like testifying at the
Against
trial.
Penn, yeah.
It's shocking. The whole world gasps for a moment.
And he sounds like a mouse when he speaks.
He does have a pretty mousy voice, if I remember correctly, because there are clips of him speaking.
I was gonna say
available on
I've definitely
YouTube,
heard the guy speak. Yeah, and he's
Yeah, he talks off stage, but you never quite see him. Ooh, yo, something fun I actually heard is due to the whole arrangement of their thing. If Penn ever gets money for like voiceover for anything, he has to give Teller some of it because Teller obviously cannot make any of that money.
wow.
I like
That's
to
amazing.
Pretty crazy.
I like to think that Teller is like ventriloquist like
Oh my
master, and he's animated a whole body to speak on his behalf.
So we did at Bernie's and said, "Yeah, I can do that."
Yeah, Penn has been dead the whole time, actually. Too.
It's like that movie Dead Silence, where it's like the ghost of like a ventriloquist person. He's just Penn is being puppeteered the past like 30 some odd years that they've been doing magic.
When they wrap up that trick, that's going to be the greatest of all.
40 years in the making, or however long.
Jesus.
Yeah, he just Penn explodes like it's a Gallagher show. Balloons and confetti pour down onto the audience.
Penn's wife is there, just like, what?
Oh my god. Jesus.
Can you imagine, like, Penn and his wife are just like out on a romantic dinner, and Teller is like secretly at another table, like puppeteering him the entire time.
I was thinking about them fucking, right? Like, that's all Teller. Like, that's all whatever. If she likes it, that's not.
I thought you meant Penn fucking Teller, which is a pretty interesting image on its own.
You know that's gotta happen at least.
Yeah,
once or
he's
twice.
like,
Now you see it, now you don't. Now you see it, now you don't.
they're male real dolls. I mean, there's a market for it, I'm sure.
Man, that's got to be like the loneliest gay guy. God.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something less offensive for once. Shit,
Wow.
I just
Go
lost
ahead.
it. Oh,
Okay.
when you were talking about the carnival talk, I instantly thought of Michael Caine and Mike Myers as Austin Powers and Austin Powers' dad doing like oh shoot, what is it?
She shat on a turtle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, they call it like proper English or something like that. Yeah.
Gentleman's English, I think.
Yeah, some wild.
Yeah.
But it turns out that the code that Penn and Teller use is just an extension of proper English.
Yeah, exactly.
But for real though, that is actually kind of cool that they do that, because like imagine like spending years like trying to perfect this trick that you think is gonna fool Penn and Teller, but they figure it out and they're just like, yeah, there was a trap door in the box, you fucking idiot, on live TV. And like you can never perform anywhere again because everyone's just gonna like...
Well,
gosh,
apparently
that is funny.
they had an episode where that happened and they never edited it, where pretty much they said like this has to be a twin act, simple as that. And the guy on stage was like, because they also take them at their word, but the guy on stage was like, nope, it's not a twin act. And then it was literally like, cut off the fucking cameras. Where's the twin? And the twin just popped up out of nowhere like, sorry guys, he's supposed to go along with this. I'm so sorry.
Dude, that's so funny because I was imagining when you first brought it up, Jesse, like Penn getting like violently angry about
How the fuck did you do this trick?
I was on the same
throwing stuff around the fucking
starting to get scared. There's no fucking way you did this without a twin. How the fuck? Yeah. No, I'm done with this magic shit. He did it too far.
Lock the fucking doors right now.
Yeah, no one leaves until I figure this out.
Jesus Christ.
And it's all just a card trick.
How did you know what fucking card I was gonna pull? God damn it.
There's 51 others. How did you know mine?
It would also be funny Because like magic is, you know, real and not real, right? But it would be funny if someone came on and straight up did like a black magic ritual, like summon a demon, and then take
as an act, like that would be like controversial for TV, I think.
and then but okay, and so take the same outraged pen from the other bit and put him in that room with the demon, just being like, "You are."
It becomes a fight to the death.
Yeah.
All right.
Or just
right,
even the inverse of that. Just like Penn very calm, like that was a Pazuzu.
Yeah.
All right, I need a volunteer. Sir, you and I have never met before. Okay, jizz in this chalice, please.
And now
Do I have
I need a virgin. I need
any
a
virgins
virgin
in this crowd? I need some blood. Any virgins? Yeah.
Any
Pen, if you'll-
kids? I
Pen,
need to
if
scare
you'll-
him to get the adrenochrome. Where's that? Where's that kid?
Pen,
Dude,
if,
I'm
Pen,
gonna
if you'll
need-
dip your
I'm-
fingers, you will see that is real semen.
I'm gonna need 10 virgin sacrifices to form this human pentagram here in the middle of the stage.
Well, yeah, and like in the audience, there's a wife being like, "Honey, I think we should go," and the husband being like, "We spent $60 on these tickets. Okay, we're staying. we're watching the show.
We're
Okay."
going to go on stage and get the most of the experience. They get sacrificed and burned alive.
Yeah, or it's that guy, and when they're like, "We need a volunteer," he instantly is like, "Sacrifice my wife, please."
Yeah, please, right here.
Drags her up to the stage. The magician's literally about to like do the Temple of Doom thing and stab her in the heart, and the husband's like, "No, man.
like-
I've been waiting a long time for this moment."
I'm like, these tickets. These were $60 tickets. Do you have any idea how cheap this is compared to a divorce? Let me do this.
This has got to trigger the double indemnity on my wife's life insurance too. I mean, you couldn't have predicted this outcome.
Yeah,
I mean,
They-
Penn and Teller didn't. They didn't predict this. Like,
Penn and Teller are just like
Penn and Teller are like the
screaming and
consultants they bring in.
clapping. There's-
The insurance company is like, is this an indemnity? Could you two have predicted that this would have gone down? And they're like, nope, he didn't fool us. We figured it out. And the guy's like, fuck.
oh man. Zach, what about you? Where's your rabbit hole? How far are you going down there? You looking for
So-
carrots and shit?
I definitely found some carrots at the top that the rabbits
Oh.
missed. Yeah, the rabbits missed them. They're still growing in the
That's
ground.
weird
normally.
because I've only heard that carrots grow in the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
That's
Or
that's the common
dirt.
misconception.
Yeah.
It just,
Yeah.
it's in the dirt at the top before the hole. That's where I found them.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, so then when I went into the hole with my carrots to offer gifts to these rabbits, I found along the way videos of like restoring old furniture and old like tools and shit from like a shitty old rusty like
Like
piece of shit
stripping
steak.
it and putting a new.
Yeah,
Those are incredibly
Oh
satisfying.
yeah, they're so nice. Like an old 1950s drill that looks like a fucking thing out of Fallout, and then they make it look brand new and shiny with the original like casing and everything. It looks insanely good, and you're like, oh man, oh they're so nice. And then from there, I was like, all right, yeah, I got a couple carrots to drop off for you rabbits. Then I went down to the lower levels for some of the lower level rabbits, dropped some carrots off there. And they said, hey, check out this video of watch restorations, where it's like an old Rolex. Oh, that's satisfying as fuck, because all the teeny tiny little gears that look like it's all one clump of rust, and then they fix it up to look like a brand new Rolex with insanely complex gears and all the springs. It's wild to see that shit happen. And
Have you seen
The rabbit-
videos of that? Those. So Rolexes have. When Rolexes came out, the whole thing was like they were waterproof, and
Right,
it's not.
it's
It's not
Submariner.
just. Yeah, it's not even just that you can dunk it in water. It's like moisture in
it's
the
a
air
diving
used
watch.
to. Well, but like Rolex really nailed the market because pre-Rolex and like pre-modern watch design, moisture in the air would destroy the internals of a watch, and like
Mhm.
they came through. and part of their advertising was they made this like little machine that would create like an ozone, like an atmosphere within a glass jar. And so what they would do is they would literally ask people on the street, like, sir, like, can we see your watch? And they would put the watch in this machine and they would flip it on. It would create this ozone layer and the watch would like just disintegrate out of like.
That's fucking awesome.
And there's some videos of like people who have restored those machines, and they'll like find old shitty watches and they'll like do that to them. That are pretty dope.
That's fucking sick. That's just a funny concept to be like, hey, can I see your watch? And then just vaporize it.
I'd be like, looks like you need a new watch. Huh?
Yeah, sorry. Buy a Rolex next time, dipshit.
Yeah, the Rolex wasn't actually any better. Like, they never showed them what happened to the Rolex in the machine.
Some dicks
just
just
starts
ruining other
glowing.
people's watches while promoting Rolex. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny as hell. That's a funny campaign. From there, I mean, I got into like, the tool restoration again, and then into like just woodworking videos in general, and like making a table. I really want to make a computer desk, but I want to make one of those resin, like epoxy resin wood river flowing things. You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And turns out it's expensive to do. It's incredibly expensive to buy one, but it's also expensive even to make yourself. So that might wait a little bit. But watching videos of those epoxy pours and like epoxy tables being made is insanely cool to watch. So I've spent hours and hours doing that even.
Yeah, you're talking about where they like take a piece of wood with like a hollow, like a chunk out of it, and
cores,
and then it creates
or they
the
take
top.
like two pieces of live edge stuff back to back with a gap between, and they fill it with like a bluish thing so it looks like a river flowing through. I've seen where they put stones at the bottom of the epoxy and it's like a clearish blue, so it straight up looks like a riverbed running through. It looks so dope.
Oh, that is awesome.
So cool.
I do know what you're talking about. For a moment I was like, what is this? I looked it up. Yeah, super cool. I don't want to take away from Jacob's thing, but real quick, have you guys seen any videos of like those street artists? Like they like paint like, like 50 some in a day for people. But they like finger paint on glass or whatever, just like quick sceneries.
I have not seen that.
They're like, they take like
spray
probably
paint art.
Just
well, there's that. There's
just
that.
painting on like windows of a business.
Yeah.
Or like those people who do like the sand art things, but it's like all upside down, and then they like flip it, and you see what they were working on the whole time.
That stuff's cool.
Yeah, it's like
imagine
in the
even
same
trying to
vein
do
of like that. It's just like very quickly they do these like on like pieces of mirror or glass, just really fast sceneries of like just like beaches and stuff. If you guys have ever watched that Bob Ross painting show, have you ever seen that?
The joy of painting, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. So I love that show because there's always a point where you're like, what the fuck? He says he's doing something right here. And
like,
then
shit,
it just like
how many
clicks that it forms into the thing that it's supposed to be, like right in front of you, where it does feel like magic. It's like, oh damn, like that really looks like a realistic like mountain face or whatever. And that was just like a check mark a second ago. It's like, fuck, that's amazing. It's like the same thing with these street artists painting where it's like, that looks like a blob, that's a blob. It's like, oh, that's the fucking side of a creek. Those are all rocks and it looks really good. That's just really satisfying to see that.
All kinds of art shit to watch, like sick.
I have an anecdote. When we were moving, Jazz pulled a piece of art she made in high school, like out that she was like packing, and she like showed it to me, and she was like, "What do you think this looks like?" Or she like weirdly challenged me to be like, "What do you was like, tell me what this is, basically." Kind of, and I was like, "Oh, it's like a side profile." or no, it's like a man's face, like nose and like half of his mouth and an eyeball. And she was like, no, it's a lady lying on a couch. I was like, oh, okay. I totally see that now, and like sheepishly walked away.
She's like the lady in the painting, Rob, you're sleeping on the couch tonight.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do
Little
that
did
out
you
of
know, but
choice.
you have started a.
And then the
awful
you know, the audience clapped and laughed, and then it went on to the next scene. This was a sitcom.
Kramer walked in then.
Yeah, then Jazz and I stopped moving, and all the walls shifted around us, and then all of a sudden we were in a different room.
Yeah,
the Seinfeld scene started to play.
Jacob, what do you got going on for us? What because I hear, you know, and I've heard this through the grapevine. You got something in store for us? What is this? You got a little trick up your sleeve?
Well, no, it's funny you use that terminology. I was gonna mention when Jesse said the whole Penn and Teller fool us thing, kind of tying into my rabbit hole is there's this one magician who's always trending on like Facebook and sometimes YouTube, but mostly Facebook. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but I'm sure you guys have seen him because everybody shares this guy's shit, and it's so irritating. But he'll do a thing where he's like, "I want you to pick a number from 1 to 10, and then remember that." And like the whole trick is like a simple math thing that to get you to a predetermined outcome. Like no matter what you pick, it's always going to end up being that answer. So then by the end of the video, he's like, and the number you thought of originally was 10, or like it's like one of those things. I don't know. I'm probably doing an awful job.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
so but
he gets you to the same place.
It's the same thing no matter what. It's like I want you to think of a number, and then you go, okay, I'm gonna think of 10. Okay, now I want you to multiply that by 2, and it's like, okay, all right. Now I want you to add 2 to that. Okay, now I want you to divide that by 2. Okay, now I want you to minus 1, and then you're back at like 10. And it's
so
like,
he's just making you do math.
But that's how it works. Is that I'll link one of the things.
Like, take that original number you had, make it a 5. It's like what?
But it's hard to
have that number in your head. Times it by 0. Plus
exactly
3 is your number 3.
Right. Yeah. That's what it boils down to. But
yeah,
that's what it boils down to.
I'm imagining people who have like a high school level education of math on the street having their mind
like, holy
blown.
shit, yeah. Well, no, that's what pisses me off is because everyone's like, oh my god, how did he know this is a pre-recorded video? It's not like how did he know I was gonna think that now? And the whole secret is it's just basic math.
He's he's literally
and
just
it irritates the shit out of me.
His magic trick is like taking over your mind and just doing magic or doing math with your brain for like 10 seconds.
But the thing that pisses me off is that he went on, he didn't do this, but he went on to Penn and Teller's Fool Us, and he did like a card trick or something. And they always like to do the whole like
no math.
Yeah,
exactly. Do math.
But it pissed me off so much because I was like, everyone like this guy is so easy to see through. I cannot wait for him to like just get wrecked by Penn and Teller on live TV. And they were like, no, he totally fooled us. And I was like, oh, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, but if he was really see through. Like he probably would have won.
He might have won. No, he did win. That's what irritated me.
Yeah, well.
Is that Mr. Simple Arithmetic like ends up taking away a grand prize on that show? But
I wait, hold on. Anecdote. Fucking at the Spring Valley Inn in the Lehigh Valley, there is a old man magician who lives around that tavern. It's like a super old tavern that I used to live like a mile from, and he would just like come there on Saturdays and do magic. And actually one time I did a comedy show there, and he was literally in the bar doing magic and like drawing people away from the comedy. It was wild. But So like after that happened,
Can you imagine like going to a concert and then
So
like some
pissed,
dude in a
so
ukulele in the back of the hall?
yeah, just like you're literally at like like a Beyonce Jay-Z concert, and someone just like shows up in the back.
Pulls out
Yeah.
with like a full DJ set, like
Yeah, just starts a competing show. But yeah, so that dude, he does some of that, like, is this your card stuff? And I have been drunk there before and just been like, no, that wasn't my card, multiple times. It's just like, it's like,
See
I'm
his
sorry.
eye twitch. He's like,
I'm
yes,
sorry
it
that
was.
your thing relies on my honesty right now.
But yeah, no, that's one rabbit hole is that I constantly get like I constantly see those videos pop up on my feed, and no matter how many times I click like don't show me this, it just keeps that on. Now that I think about it, that could just be a magic trick. Like that could be his way of just targeting people. Like, no matter how many times you click, I don't want to see this. He just keeps on appearing and disappearing on your YouTube timeline.
It would be incredible
no,
if you played the same, like you played that video and then you had someone play that video right next to you, and then it's the same video, but then he is doing like different. He's saying different things. In
There's
that
a
same
different
video.
outcome. Yeah,
Like,
then
whoa,
I
what?
would be impressed. But it's literally just a long-winded way to get someone to say the number 10 every single time.
Dude, like he uploads like a compilation. He's like, I was out on the streets of LA for like 5 hours today, like doing this, and it's
Yeah.
literally all the same math at every clip. It's just like,
Yeah. But yeah, basically the that's one rabbit hole that I go down sometimes, is just watching those to see how stupid they are, eventually getting irritating, and then removing them from my history. But I'm kind of a creature of habit when it comes to YouTube. I tend to like just rewatch a lot of the same things I've already seen. So one thing I tried to do to like get myself to watch newer stuff is that the mobile version of YouTube has a thing where they kind of consolidate videos that are like 30 seconds to a minute into like the equivalent of what Instagram stories are, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like
those YouTube Shorts things.
yeah. So you'll
That's where
watch
the
one
gun.
and then
That's where that reload stuff is all
Oh.
popping off. Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's like kind of the general rabbit hole I go down, but that's like almost always just whatever YouTube thinks is like the most trendy thing to show right now. But to get to what you were saying, Jake, the rabbit hole that kind of segues into our what grinds my gears segment is there's two rabbit holes that just keep on popping up on my timeline that irritate the hell out of me, and one of them is the going off of what we said a few episodes ago with like those like like Indian guys who like dig underground pools and like make these weird substructures and all that. There's always it's like the same thing where it's like some like person from over in like the Middle East, like with like in just nothing but shorts and some sandals or whatever, and he's like walking through like a marshy open area, and he'll just randomly start digging a hole, and then it'll be like a close up on this hole that he's dug, and it's like full of water. He'll pour like Mentos and Coke and or like or like soap and like some other arbitrary thing into it, and then he'll start like pulling fish out of the hole, and it's always like a unique way to start fishing, and I'm like,
I've seen that.
well, and I'm like, well, no fucking shit. If the fish can't breathe Mentos and Coke, of course it's gonna try and jump right out of that hole.
It's like mustard
everyone's
gas.
like,
That's literally like mustard gas from World War One. You're like trench
Like-
bombing them.
You're committing a
It is
war
surprising because like he's like kind of near water, but not really. So it must be like low tide
heard
somewhere.
it's like a
some of
marsh,
them-
yeah.
I've heard some of those are staged, and it's like the
Oh,
one.
they definitely are. They're
it's-
like,
Wow.
I think that
tricky
makes it
people.
worse.
Well, like there was the one I'm thinking of. There was a video that was like, it was like they were getting catfish, and people do that like catfish the arm technique, right? Where you put your arm down, you wait for a catfish to like swallow your whole arm, you pull up. There's one of those videos where they did it with the, Mentos Coke thing in a hole in the ground. And I believe that I saw like news coverage about how it was fake, and like the SPCA or some
believe the news.
I am actually.
Wow.
But yeah, that shit's a rabbit hole. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No. It's literally one of the more boring ones that has been said, but it's like that just irritates me that like everyone's like, how do they do it? When it's basically like you said, it's the equivalent of like locking somebody in a room and then shoving in tear gas under the door and being surprised when they jump out the window to.
It's like when the Navy does that gas mask training. There are those awesome videos of like it's like they line in this like this rectangle room that's like 40 feet long, maybe like 12 feet wide. They'll get like 6 lines of Navy recruits, all with gas masks in hand, and they like leak actual like I'm sure it's not toxic, but some kind of bad gas that you don't want to breathe in.
Something, that'll make you sick.
And it's literally like the videos are wild because the whole thing is like you have to stay in line. And so there's a lot of this like brothers in arms shit. You have to just make sure that every movement you make ensures the people behind you are going to make it too. And you see some of these dudes getting like carried out of that room, and you're like, I would be done. I would not want to do this job anymore.
I am not one of the few of the proud.
I got a rabbit hole that actually it grinds my gears for sure. Is the just straight up army video YouTube of like soldier TikToks and like dancing and doing Fortnite dances and shit. And like there's a lot of it.
We're just like all of you.
It's so cringy, dude. It's so fucking cringe when like they joke about it, watching these videos and stuff. I cringe pretty hard. At least, the videos of people who are in America on military bases, I will straight up blow my load over like a video of a tank just firing in a mountain in Afghanistan. I'm a simple guy. But yeah, some of those I'm trying to think, like there's a lot of videos, like a common trend is like, join the infantry, they said. It'll be fun, they said. And then it'll pan over to like someone mowing grass. There's like tons of memes about like just Marines mowing lawns in these military bases that just infuriate me for some reason.
And the Marines like ensuring the viewer, it's like, believe me, this is the hardest thing I've had to do. Like, guaranteed it's not. Stop trying to get me to join the fucking Marines.
They're like, don't worry, these blades of grass were planning terrorism, and we got them.
Cut them down.
Protecting the home front. There could be snakes hiding in this grass,
True. You would never know. You would never know. That's why we had to mow it.
It's like literally a Marine who's never gotten to see action trying to rationalize. He's like, he joined because he wanted to go fuck up the Middle East. And he's trying to be like, well, taking down all this grass, protecting us from snakes is just like bombing Baghdad in 2003. You got to, weed out all the
if we ever get bombed, we're gonna need a clear running path to get to our equipment. I'm getting us prepared for that for Pearl Harbor too.
Now, Jacob,
the problem is that they killed the head snake, but they weren't prepared for the 30 other snakes in the power vacuum that happened. They haven't been able to take that lawn back in 15 fucking years.
Yeah,
everybody knows that common saying: you cut off one head of the snake and the other one grows. Like there's so many heads of snakes hiding in this lawn.
That's a starfish.
You're thinking of Hydra, but I mean you're on the right track. I do like the idea to Jesse's point about the power vacuum, that it's like they just at a certain point stopped cutting the grass for a few years, and they were like, just let the snakes have it. Fuck it. Like, we don't even want it anymore.
We still have the shooting range. That's still ours.
Yeah,
go there. Stay out there.
we'll just let them battle it out until we only have to kill one snake again.
The snakes are
solved.
they were supposed to greet us as liberators. The fucking snakes.
Saying, "Don't tread on me," and we're like, "Hey, that's our thing." And now the snakes are saying,
Yeah, wow. That's what it boils down to. Is like,
"Yep."
is like that's our flag. It's like no.
I mean,
It's not.
I mean, they
Any
said
other-
they were going to use their venom against us, but like, I don't think that particular area has venomous snakes. But you know,
These are
Time said it.
It does have talking snakes, though, which is worrying.
Yeah, it's a journalist. It's like a journalist in a bulletproof vest being like, and the US government won't let outside scientists in to check the snakes for venom. And so we don't really know what's going on, Shepard, but we're here live. And it's like one of those like news reports where they play it up where it's like gunfire and they like hit the deck and they're like, the
Jesus.
firefight breaking out between the snakes and U.S. Armed Forces. It's a nightmare down here in West Virginia.
So you know, we were going to pull out, but we were worried about intersectarian violence.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
You know,
Yeah, the other-
oh, go ahead.
No, it's okay. What were you saying?
You know, I don't like those videos on. Yeah, we're very polite here on the Buttery Mails. I don't like those videos where people are using their pets for like a song or a TikTok thing.
Yeah.
I always want to comment like that actually really hurts the cat or that actually really hurts the dog. Just to like fuck up everyone's vibe in the comments, because there are some things where it's like you are kind of like there's a video I saw the other day where this guy has a song on in the background and he like grabs his cat by its like mouth and he kind of like pushes its mouth up and down to like a part in the song, and the cat is like meowing like distressfully in those moments, and I'm just like, well, like, what are you doing? Like, cause like everyone is commenting like, oh my gosh, that's so cute, like that's awesome, your cat's awesome. It's like that doesn't look fun for the cat. That looks like the cat is meowing because it's like, fuck off, like this hurts. You're
No, that cat.
you are like
that
30
cat's about
times
to go
stronger than
viral.
me.
He should appreciate what his owner's doing for him.
Yeah, I guess, man. Yeah.
I was going to say, maybe the cat's puppeteering him all along.
I one of my
gosh.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah,
he's a son of Sam.
So yeah, on that same topic, I mentioned earlier that I have rabbits, but one of the things you see on YouTube a lot, and I've actually had people like come up to me at the park when I have a rabbit, is like, "Oh, have you ever hypnotized your rabbit? Look, you put them on their back and like they go to sleep." Like, motherfucker, they are going catatonic with fear. Do not do that. to them.
Exactly.
Look,
It's
I-
shit like that where people think they know like about animals and they have watched TikTok videos, and it's like, no, they were doing a bad thing in the video, and don't you dare fucking do that to my rabbit.
It's like their body literally isn't just, it's not designed to be upside down. They're probably like, their lungs are probably being cut off or something from the rest
Well,
of their body.
it's also like, yeah, see, you know this little prey animal? Let's just expose his vulnerable, tender belly to the world. See, it's making him relax.
Oh yeah, dude, he loves it.
There's like 5 drops of blood in his tiny brain. They all just poured out of it when he's upside down. He can't move at all now.
Oh, he
Yeah.
pisses shit himself. That's funny. It's like
Oh, he's dead.
he's scared.
I broke his neck. He's dead.
One of my friends who listens to the podcast, his girlfriend, the cat, it's so funny. She will do this thing where she picks up the cat, puts it in her lap with her like legs crisscross applesauce, right? And he's like kind of standing up and her like he's got him under the arms basically. And she like grabs his arms and does like a little like like mariachi dance, I guess,
Yeah,
with his
I think
arms.
so. Where they're like jiggling their arms around and
A little bit. Here's the thing, and I wouldn't bring it up otherwise. The cat doesn't show any sign of fear or pain the few times I've seen her do this, which literally, like, I've only seen her do it 2 times. The cat just is like a very mellow fuck you vibe coming off of him. Just like, this doesn't hurt. Like, I just hate you for doing this. Like, I just fucking hate you for doing this to me.
it was a kitten and it's used to it, but still fucking hates it. It's like, yeah, I'm used to this. This is my life. I hate everything. Fuck.
This hurt like crazy for years, and now I'm just used to the pain.
Always loves
No. I promise she's very gentle with the cat.
Yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, and that really grinds my gears, folks.
Jesus.
The thing I was gonna say was the YouTube rabbit hole that irritates me is the hole's the thing for one, but there's also this like new trend lately of like people who describe themselves as entrepreneurs like sharing what their daily routine is, and it's always like wake up at 4 a.m. I take a shower to start my day, then I have my pre-workout, then I go to the gym. By 6 a.m. I'm in the office and I'm having a bagel with cream cheese on it for breakfast, and it's always like a kid who is like very clearly like 18 to 20.
Right.
Like, it's like what are you selling? What could you possibly be peddling that is
that
like
scammy
that warrants this level of like self-importance that you think you need to put out a here's my daily routine so you can grow up and be just like me.
Dude,
Like,
when I
pisses me off so much.
when I got hired at that sketchy call center I've talked about that I worked at for like 2 days,
Mhm.
they like required me to subscribe to one of the 2 Koki managers' YouTube channels, and
And you had shit like that on.
yes, every video was like a camera would pan from like Independence Hall over to like First National Bank, and then he'd be like sitting there or like standing there, like, you know, proud posing in a suit, and then he'd like very, very non-gracefully like get into a walking stance and walk up to the camera, and then have to take time to repose himself and then start talking about like success is a mindset and you gotta like seek it to believe it, that kind of shit. I hated it. I those kind of people, and the shitty thing is like those kind of people like make it up to like executive roles in companies, and it's like, oh yeah, that's why the world is crumbling, because those kind of people have been running shit and now we can see them because they're posting themselves online. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I posted a video on Wall Street Bets during the GameStop stuff with the caption being like point of view of a GameStop shareholder. At the time, I like many people were down like 80% on GameStop, right? It was like right after the jump, and people were still holding like me. And it's this video of this guy who, from what I can deduce, is like a millionaire's son, like a German guy. I think I dropped it in the Discord too. It's this like German millionaire kid being like, he's super coked up, like telling his life stories, like, you know, I had a woman and I loved her, but she hit me and then left and accused me of rape. And then I went to like Italy and I hung out with some guys who turned out to be gay and they tried to have sex with me, but I didn't want to do that.
Such a wild ride. Jesus Christ.
It's maybe like a rabbit hole I would just, I'll shout out is like rich people on YouTube are hysterical. It's so funny how many rich millennials, like rich kid millennials, have like gotten their parents to spend inordinate amounts of money to gain like 5,000 followers on YouTube.
Exactly.
It's so nuts.
It's crazy to think that, like, when we were that age, like when YouTube was like first becoming like a thing that you could be successful and make money at, the biggest thing was Fred. And now it's like
Ugh.
I'm 13 and I have $20 million in the bank
Yeah.
because my dad is rich, and now I'm gonna chase clout on YouTube. Like
Bring back
that,
Fred.
it's
You know-
it's
You know, the
so
only
cynical.
the only 13-year-old who is in that position who I think is okay is that kid whose dad has bought him so many Lego sets that he created like a 2 million subscriber channel around
Yeah.
his awesome Lego collection.
Well, that's like pure though. I'm talking about
Exactly.
the kids
Yeah.
who are like, I'm wearing this $50,000 Rolex and I'm 15 and now I'm gonna do a Fortnite dance. Like that it pisses me off so
There's
much.
I don't know his name, but there's a rich kid on YouTube. But I think he stopped. I don't think he like really did anything with his like quote unquote career online. But his video starts out with like, "Hi, I'm like, Robert Blake or whatever.
Yeah.
I live in Italy. This
Yes,
is my
I
dad."
know
It's like,
exactly
this is
who
my
you're talking
dad.
about.
And
Yeah.
he's like, my dad is like worth $3 billion or something, and that makes me super cool. And like,
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
it's 10 minutes though, too.
I have no personality, but I have
it's
a shit ton of money.
Exactly.
Follow me on my journey.
I'm
Honest like
22.
that, I would
I'm
watch it.
22, and I've been through the hardest shit anyone's ever had to go through. And guess what? I'm still a billionaire's son, and that makes me super cool. Like, and that 10-minute video was a trailer, literally like an
trailer
announcement
for his
video
like YouTube
for
channel. Yeah.
being like, guess what, YouTube? You didn't even know you were waiting for me, but I'm fucking here right now. It's so stupid.
Yep. Guess you're
Does he
wondering
get a
how
lot of
I got
views?
in this position, right?
Born into it.
My dad like defrauded the government of France 30 years ago,
And now we fled to Italy, and that's why I'm here.
Ever since, my life has been just kind of wacky.
And I'm pretty sure the backstory is almost what we're talking about, where he talks about how he like grew up in Germany, and then when he was like 16, his dad and he had to move to another country. And so, like, his mom stayed behind in Germany and doesn't talk to her anymore. It's like, yeah, your dad committed some kind of horrible financial crime. Like, your dad like did blood
The
diamonds.
dad is like trying to be off the grid, and his son is like, God, my kid keeps posting YouTube videos. The feds are gonna find out where we are. We gotta stop.
Yeah, that it does kind of feel that way, because I'm pretty sure he disappeared after that.
I don't know. I
haven't heard about him again.
10-minute video you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he was like huge on 4chan for a few weeks, and then
But yeah,
disappeared.
YouTube and there's modern trends on YouTube. But that really grinds my gears. What about you guys? What is some other shit that grinds your gears?
Jesse, do you have one?
Oh God, how specific or not specific am I allowed to be?
You can
Just in general, something that pisses you off.
I've had a general gripe about this for the last 10 years, but it keeps coming up in my mind. It really bothers me that none of my peers read books, and they all read, and they not only do they read comic books, but they maintain, oh no, it's no, it's okay, I didn't have dinner, I'm eating ice cream instead. Oh, it's fine, I didn't read War and Peace, I read Wolverine 34. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
This
get
is me.
that.
I am eating ice cream every night and reading manga.
I love Wolverine 34, man.
Yeah. Excuse me?
I feel that. Admittedly, I think if it were not for my girlfriend, I would be a little bit more like that. Definitely not with comic books, but just not reading at all. probably. And
Yeah, I mean, really, I just complain about because it's a fucking loneliness thing, but it is also like a culture thing. Like, if you went back, say 50, 60 years ago, the dumbest motherfucker you could meet still read, like, novels,
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's true.
my father, testament to the man and his life, he would have like 6 books going at a time sometimes and be doing crossword puzzles every day. He read thousands. We like had so many books to like find places to donate them to when he died, because it was like the man just read like a hound dog, whatever that means.
Hound dogs read. Yeah. They read a lot. They find
The highest
find
literacy
criminals,
rate out of any dog.
and
Read
they
in all
read.
the books.
That's the second one I've created. Like it's sober as a clam, right?
Sober as a clam.
Yeah,
He read
Which,
like a hound dog.
Like a hound dog.
that is what Elvis was talking about when he was saying
You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Reading Wolverine 34. Well, you ain't never read War and Peace, and you ain't no friend of mine.
Bitch reads too many books.
I got one more gripe. This is a general gripe. I do not have a fondness for people who reference like pop culture stuff that is referencing back to something else.
Yeah.
And there's like a few, I don't want to get too specific, but Archer as a show has a lot of really deep cut like 50s 60s television stuff, because the creator, what's his name, is like a little bit older than you'd assume, right? And people will like make those references from Archer without having any clue what the original thing is. And not that I really will have a like proper understanding, but at the very least I know it's like, oh well, that's just a reference to that. And
It's the epitome of the. To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty bullshit.
yeah, that stuff, dude. That's that shit. There was a time when I was at a mic in fucking like somewhere north of Eastern PA at an open mic with Brennan Borse, former host of the podcast, and he
unfortunately after the island he died.
Yeah, after the island, he died. On the island. And so we were talking about Rick and Morty with a pretty popular comic in that area who like goes on like tour a little bit on the East Coast. And it was like, I think Rick and Morty season 2 had just dropped, or like had just finished its run on Adult Swim, and this comic was really giving Rick and Morty high praise. And Brennan just like kind of offhandedly was like, yeah, I just don't think Rick and Morty is like very good at all, which is like a pretty tame judgment on a show, right?
Yeah.
This dude walked away. Like this dude literally like walked away and like stopped acknowledging Brennan at other things. It was like
holy shit.
Little did you guys know that was your end to the industry. Like if Brennan had just said, "Yeah, it's a pretty good show," then you would have had a Netflix deal.
And that was, I blew it by not walking away with him. Because if I had just walked away with him, I would be in.
Fuck that guy. Pickle Rick, am I right? Yeah.
You like Jimmy Kimmel? Because you're a writer now. Okay.
Jesus.
So, I think we should probably. I do want to say this, and maybe we should shoot it over to our Yahoo Johns. But in the vein of like that, there's like an old writer for Archer or whatever, or the creator. It is. I don't really have a gripe with this because I think it is just funny. But when kind of like newer shows, and you'll typically find like it's for a show that would be like a Riverdale type or whatever those are fucking called. But and I mean the joke's been made quite a lot, but it's like when they have teenagers as like the main cast or whatever of a show, and the writers are like 50, 60-year-olds,
and they just do
have
not
them
know how to write.
yeah, they have these like
Generation.
teenagers saying like just
The
such
Hashtag
old
relatable, like
things. Yeah, or just being like
when having teenagers
Yeah.
say like
she ain't nothing but a
LOL
hound
and
dog.
OMG.
that's like every single Lifetime movie you can tell is just clearly written by like a 50-year-old woman who is
OMFG.
so out of touch. There's a movie, I forget what it's called, but there's a movie on the Lifetime that aired like maybe 10, 15 years ago about a high school kid who gets addicted to porn. And
Nice.
like the porn he looks up is literally just like generic like women in like if you went onto Google and you typed boobs,
Women in underwear.
like yeah, exactly. And he ends up getting bullied, and they're like, "We hear you're into the real." He's like, "You're sick. You're into the real fucked up shit," and it's just women like in bikinis, and it's like the
Good
most.
Home and Garden
It's
magazine.
so out of touch.
Yeah,
Like,
so I wasn't aware this is where you were going, but about 15, 16 years ago, the greatest movie I've ever seen was actually a Lifetime movie. It featured like the girl from Broken Flowers and like two girls from Degrassi. It was called She's Too Young.
Oh
And
no!
God.
My
the
God.
the plot of She's Too Young is a gonorrhea outbreak amongst sexually active middle schoolers.
Wow.
Christ, did not see that coming.
Yeah, one of the best lines ever.
Dude.
There's one major kid who like fucks, who has been like described as like one of the guys. He has to go into the school nurse, and when he tests positive, they say, "You need to give us a list of all your sexual partners so we know who to test." And this motherfucker's line is say like, "You might as well stick them all, cause that's what I did."
Holy shit. That
Such a
dude is
good
my
movie.
Put on just shades and like gave finger guns to the nurse like as he did that.
I mean, if you're
And then,
in high
the
school-
nurse got down and sucked his dick right then and there.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
the nurse is like, "Well, you haven't slept with everybody. You haven't slept with me." And he's like, "Oh, really?" Look down. It's like, "Oh shit."
It's like it's the darkest opening to like any porn ever.
That new sound you've been looking for. Now listen to this. And that is so
Christ.
funny because that's just like a diet version of the 1995 kids movie where that it's
Mhm.
like 14-year-olds like passing
yeah,
HIV around.
Yeah.
But that is just like the diet version for moms on Lifetime. Like
Holy shit! The full movie is on YouTube. I am watching this as soon as we're done tonight.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that, but yeah, I'm into it. I
I gotta say though, I don't think Zach mentioned anything that grinds his gears. I'm jealous. You must
yeah,
live
why
a
don't
pretty
you
happy
why
life,
don't you
Zach.
give us
Yeah, my gears get ground when I don't use the clutch properly. My life chills. Nothing pisses me off.
dude? Yeah, you don't vibe
Zach is
check
like the
Zach.
middle school
He will
fucking
maniac
reverse
right now.
vibe check you.
Yeah, that was me.
That just ground my gears a little bit.
Not me, it rolled right off because I'm cool.
Zach like turns out to be like notoriously bad at driving a stick shift, and he's like embarrassed to say.
Yeah, I just had to get it out. That's me grinding my gears anytime I drive.
Yeah, this is a safe place.
Oh, thank God.
And there's another safe place that we go every episode, and like sometimes we deserve this part to go to this place.
Power hour?
The
Yeah,
Yahoo
we just
answers?
launch
The Yahoo
into a
mailbag?
power hour. Well, so I get here sidebar real quick. Cool.
So
Yeah.
with Yahoo Answers shutting down, a lot of people have been sending us their questions to finally get answers. So if you have hundreds to our email address, butterymailspod@gmail.com. So we're gonna go right down the line and hopefully get some people the closure that they've been looking for since the Yahoo Answers was archived. So
We've doing a great job, by the way. We've helped a lot
fantastic
of people.
job. And we're gonna start off with this person is Rob. This question's for you, but the The person's anonymous, but they have a photoshopped picture of a horse with 2 legs as their profile picture. So take that.
So we
as
know
you
it's a
will.
horse.
Yeah.
They want to
Of
know.
course.
They want to know. I just ate 52 pizza rolls. Will I die in my sleep?
Yeah. So I would just go ahead and say, call poison control, right? And this person, like, this question's from a long time ago. I'm assuming that this question was forwarded to us by their friends and family, their loved ones, because they assuredly died if they went to Yahoo Answers and not poison control. So yeah, I
They
don't
go
know
on to clarify here. Well, they go on to clarify that they said they also had 2 liters of Coke with the 52 pizza rolls.
Hold on. They might be doing great then.
Yeah. I'll wash it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say don't worry about it then. I think you're good. I think honestly you're probably okay. And for anyone out there listening, if you ever get yourself in a pinch and you've eaten, 51 is the number. If you've eaten 51 plus pizza rolls, you got to down at least 1 3/4 liters of Coca-Cola to counteract it.
It
So Coke is
dissolves.
it breaks them down. It helps your
It's like
stomach
Narcan,
absorb them.
basically. Yeah. Coke
All right.
can.
Zach, since there seems to be a trend with you and the stork and all of the relationship related questions, this
Resident
one's
baby
coming
advisor.
To you. This one's
Yes,
coming
yep.
to you from an anonymous asker who says, "Why isn't it possible to fall in love on Yahoo Answers?"
It's shut down. Easy cut dry question.
I guess I'll amend this person's question and say, is it possible to fall in love in the Buttery Mail's email inbox?
Oh, 100%. It's happened before already, in fact. We have, I believe, a wedding coming up.
You just imagine us like hosting a wedding and like commentating over it.
I want to host. I want to do a live show in the birthing wing of the hospital.
Oh, hell.
I want to be
Man,
there
that
for-
baby's ugly. Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah. Any listener who gets pregnant, we want to be there. You could have an episode made around that event.
Yeah, so please reach out to us if you have an upcoming delivery, then you
Oh.
want us there for it. All right, so Jake, this question is coming at you from a man named James, okay?
What's up, James?
And he wants to know why my pee-pee go bye-bye in the winter.
Oh, okay. It's cold out. Your pee-pee's gonna go away in colder conditions. And don't worry, cause when summer comes around, it should come out again.
Should
And
sprout right up like a sunflower in the summer.
Yeah, in the spring, it all depends on if it sees its shadow or not. If it's going to come out, anyway, yeah. So
The real question is, how does this correlate to the whole science that Zach dropped on us about you need to keep an erection for 9 months so the stork knows where to deliver your baby? If your pee-pee goes bye-bye in the
Yeah.
winter,
yeah,
Then
you're not gonna be
how
able to
does
have
stork know-
a
like-
baby then at that point because your dick is not beaconizing itself.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah,
call
you
that a miscarriage.
call that a miscarriage.
The stork didn't carry it correctly because he didn't know where to go.
I am imagining a dad being like, "Gather around, children. Now we need to see if the groundhog sees its shadow."
See if the baby lives or not.
Like, Grandpa, this isn't how this holiday works.
So yeah, that's my answer. Yep.
All right. Jesse, this one's coming at you from a woman named Sharon, and she wants to know, I'm embarrassed by my husband calling me sugar nipples in public. What do I do?
Oh, wow.
I mean, Try going with sweet and low on your nipples instead. It's far healthier for you. Will also cut back on the chances of your husband having diabetes. Maybe introduce some salt in there. Salty nipples.
That's a good nickname.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
tons
Ooh,
of baking recipes that require a little dash of salt sometimes.
There you go. Yeah,
Exactly,
just
there you
crack an egg on them nipples and bake at 340.
Hell
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, just steer away from the sugar to other food groups until you find something that he's okay.
that you aren't embarrassed to be called in public.
Yes, you should have 3 to 4 servings of broccoli nipples every day.
Oh, dude. Well, yeah, I was thinking. I love it when my wife makes scrambled nipples in the morning.
Gee.
Smells like victory.
All right, Rob, coming at you. Steven wants to know, are there gravity in India?
Boy, buddy. I mean, I don't.
We may have stumped the chump.
The jump. Wait. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I believe in a flat disc-like model for the Earth, and so gravity just doesn't exist, right? Like that's the reason I was so stumped.
Right? It
That was
keeps going down infinitely. It can only
Exactly. Like, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so yeah, that's why I was so confused there when you first read that, because I was like, but gravity isn't a real
It's not real at
thing.
all.
Exactly. We live on a flat spherical plane, floating stationary in flat space. So
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I mean, we all know it is supported on the back of a giant turtle.
Yeah, the turtle.
you know what, Jesse, you get the hell out right.
This could be it'd be a debate for another episode.
I hate flat turtlers.
That grinds my. I am pissed actually. I'm not so cool after all.
All right, Zach, your next question is coming at you from Reagan, and they want to know. They want to know: do midgets have night vision?
Do midgets have night vision?
This was an ex-president for sure doing research, trying to get an elite group together.
Worded problematically. Yeah.
Didn't Reagan hire a little person, or is that someone else? It might have been McCarthy. Never mind.
Are you confusing Reagan with Michael Jackson and Webster?
Wait a second. I do think they probably do have some advantages. They probably get some extra abilities that we don't have. So yeah, night vision's not out of the realm of possibility.
It's like depending on what your genetic disability you have like different types of predator vision.
Biological trade-off.
You may be short, but you will have night vision.
The gene pool sacrificed height for the ability to see it.
People who suffer from gigantism have thermal vision that they can turn on and off.
Jesus.
Out with their eyes 20 times away.
All right, Jake, coming at you from an anonymous asker. They want to know, is it possible to make toast in a microwave? Please, I'm craving toast, parentheses, pregnant, and at work.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Okay. So he's struggling. He's at work. Well, I'm going to say you could
go out on a limb and say it's a she because they mentioned they were pregnant.
Hey, come on. What decade is this?
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Hey,
yeah.
you never know what's going
Jacob,
on.
you get the hell out of here.
I'm gonna say you can make toast in the microwave. It's gonna take longer than you thought, and it's I don't know. It's not gonna be as good as you making it in a toaster. And you might burn it. You might burn it in the microwave. I mean, this answer isn't funny, but it's it's something. Think about it.
I do want to try that though. I kind of want to try making toast in a microwave.
I might
curious.
do it tonight.
Yeah, same. I'm curious.
I think they'll be fine. It's just gonna take longer than they thought.
All right, and Jesse, coming at you from someone named Stigne, I think is how you say that. Signe. I don't know,
Stingray.
something
Gotcha.
like that. They want to know, what if the girl that thinks I'm the dad isn't the mom?
Whoa.
Wait a second.
Wait. Say that one more time.
What if the girl that thinks I'm the dad isn't the mom?
What are you doing with your dick, man? I mean,
Yeah, that's funny.
what if the girl that thinks I'm the dad isn't the mom? This sounds like one of those like Scientology questions they use to like throw you off your fucking game and then sell you a timeshare.
Like a parable.
It worked.
Um,
I have my hands.
Yeah, I'm currently signing a deed on a timeshare.
You know what I will say? You know what I will say? Hey, who says the mom has to be a girl? What fucking decade is it, Stingray? Come on.
Yeah. I like that you just have decided to keep it progressive all the way through. That's a good move.
All right, one
when
more
in
for
doubt,
each of you.
woke out. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more for each of you. Rob, an anonymous asker wants to know: was the movie The Lion King based on a true story?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Have you not read the Bible?
Oh,
What? I don't even want to. I'm not even going to take too long to say, hey, dipshit. Like, have you not read the Bible? I feel like you wouldn't even be on Yahoo Answers if you had. Yeah. Yeah, read the Bible. Shit, you piece of shit. I fucking hate you.
Yeah. By the way, that's the answer to any question on Yahoo Answers. Read the Bible.
yeah.
Read the Bible.
You can't go wrong.
All right, Zach, this question is coming at you from Roland, and he wants to know: pregnancy isn't possible, right?
I'm gonna go tried and true. Go and read the Bible, buddy. Come on.
All right. Jake, Brady wants to know: I was bitten by a turtle when I was a young lad. Can I still drink orange juice?
Ooh, that's gonna be the Bible.
Yeah, and that's another Bible.
There's some pretty strict passages in the Bible about all of these
Yeah,
things.
for sure.
And last but not least, Jesse, coming at you from Stella. She wants to know:
Stella.
can you use plastic food wrap instead of a condom for cucumber masturbation?
God.
Oh, the answer to that is absolutely. You can use a little bit of lube on there. Frankly, you don't need the plastic as long as you want to play a little trick on the family. And most importantly, if you read Deuteronomy 11:16, Zebekiah has some words on cucumber masturbation.
And Revelations 17:38 will have something in there as well.
Jesus Christ.
17:38.
So yeah, this has been another episode of the Buttery Mails podcast.
Gotta do some plugs.
I certainly feel far more buttery than when I arrived, so it worked.
Well, that's
the
just
plan.
our goal. That's our goal with
Yeah.
every episode.
Trying to grease
Butter everybody up just a little more.
Yeah, let's Jesse, you want to plug again the stuff you shouted out in the beginning?
Yeah, thanks again, by the way, for not just dipping as soon as you got that out of the way 2 minutes in.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I had a good time. Yeah, at Jesse Draham on all the things. You follow me at Kill Your Gods podcast, where we dissect the shit out of fandoms. We just did a pop punk episode. We're gonna be doing an entire month on 90s kids movies, and because it came up, we did 2 episodes on the Bible in July. We're dipping back into the Bible.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and shit. Oh, yeah, if you're listening to this, you're in the New Jersey area, I have a show I'm running at Flying Fish Brewery on June 4th in Somerdale, New Jersey. It's a free show. Come out, see some comedy, and give me a kiss while you're out. All right.
Hell yeah.
COVID's done, so we can start kissing each other.
COVID's officially been canceled, yeah.
Follow Buttery Mails everywhere and tell your friends about us, please. Numbers been good. I think people are telling their friends about us, so continue to tell
Thanks,
them
Mom.
about us.
Keep spreading the word. Keep spreading the word like you keep spreading the butter. Is our
Yes.
not official slogan that we will
Yeah.
definitely never use again because that was terrible.
I will make it happen.
Yeah,
Tune
editor's
into
note. Cut that stupid shit out of
tune into the Watch List podcast when that eventually comes back. It's a movie-based podcast where I talk to people who are in creative fields about movies that may have influenced them, as well as share recommendations for each other. We have a couple episodes coming out with AJ Mattioli, who's a LGBTQIA plus Philly-based film producer, horror film actress Hannah Fierman from the movie VHS, and a couple other amazing guests down the pipeline. So tune in and check us out.
Check out One Pod Podcasts. It's if you like anime, you like manga, and you like One Piece, check us out. We're on Twitter and Instagram, and give us a follow there, and give us a listen wherever you listen to podcasts.
And Zach.
Whiskey Without Borders.
Yeah, if you want to listen to a podcast about whiskey, just wait another couple months when I finish making an episode or two and put it out.
we
Sorry, guys.
for 2 months have been plugging a podcast on
That
hiatus
doesn't
and one that
exist.
doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
That counts.
Hey, I got a pass. I have like 20 some odd
I know.
episodes of
And-
content
and-
for people
and-
to listen to.
And
Content that I've drank most of.
listen, Zach, like I think the name itself like speaks for itself, and maybe
all the effort in aiming it that I can't. I'm drained already. All the effort went into that.
yeah, maybe this is maybe Whiskey Without Borders is the plug section, and it's just at the end of
It's yeah.
Alrighty, well, yeah, thanks for listening in, everybody. Jesse, thanks for coming in
thanks
and
for coming.
chatting with us, and
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
yeah, have a good night, everyone, or day, or wherever the fuck you are. See ya.
Later.